Hello, welcome back to the United Way for our United News Roundup show. We're going to be going through all the latest Manchester United news. Again, this is pre-recorded, like the previous videos. Again, from Tuesday onwards, the usual United News show live will be happening. I'm not sure what time yet, but we will have to sort it out. But let me just sort this out. There we go. That was annoying. Had black on my head. So again, lots to discuss. As you can see, there's Anthony on my screen. But before we get stuck into the video, give us your thoughts on the latest Manchester United news. Let us know if you thought I missed anything. Let us know if there's anything that you did want me to discuss, and we can discuss it on a further show. And yeah, let us know. And again, we'll jump in and we'll talk about Anthony, who you can see on my screen. Again, some of the news is basically all the news that I can find, can see, that's been published, whether it's true or not. We'll discuss it. And again, I won't be going into it into depth like I would in a live show. But still going through with it. So, Nizar Cancela has come out and said Anthony has been offered 2 clubs. Jadon Sancho and Anthony have been offered 2 clubs in the Saudi Pro League. And Manchester United want around 50 million each for Sancho and Anthony. So again, Sancho is there as well, just in case people think I'm missing him. Manchester United hope Jadon Sancho's transfer to Dortmund alone will recover some of his value and attract further interest ahead of the summer. That's going also from Nizar Cancela. Now look, back to Anthony. Again, I think this is all bluff. This is not true. But what I think quickly, and even if that, there was no clarification that this news was, no, it's not that the news isn't true. It's just there's no, offers. I'd still sit here and say that's crap. There's no way Anthony would be going to Saudi. No way. And I think 50 million each. 50 million each. We spent 75 million on Sancho and nearly 100 million on Anthony. I own 50 million. Half of Anthony's worth that we paid from, and not half of Sancho's worth, but 15 whatever off. That's not great at all. That is not great at all. And Casemiro is the player most wanted by Saudi clubs. Manchester United are inclined to sell the midfielder for the right price. Now look, I'd be probably more surprised if there's probably more of a chance of Casemiro heading to the Saudi League than Anthony and Sancho. I don't think Anthony would want to go to the Saudi League, and I don't think he will. And Sancho, I'd say he'd be thinking of the money side of things. But then again, I just cannot see him. I wouldn't be surprised if he headed to Saudi, but I just feel like there's more of it. I think there'd be more chance of him going to maybe back to Dortmund or to a club in, Spain, Italy, back to Bayern, Borussia Dortmund, sorry, what the hell. It'd be interesting to see what happens there. But Casemiro, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we spent 70 million on Casemiro, so I doubt we'd get more or the same from now. I'd say about 30-40 million for Casemiro's probably what you'd get now. I mean, look, if you get 50 million for Sancho, I wouldn't be. I'd actually take that because I think 30-40 million is what he's worth. But Anthony, look, mate, I do think he is worth around that price, maybe 40 million. Anthony, we should have got Anthony for around 40 to 50 million pounds, but we didn't. And it just goes to show how poor we've been. In the window with the players that we want 50 million. Again, this news I think isn't true, but let us know what you think of it if it did happen. If Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, Ben Jacobs, whoever came out and said Anthony, Sancho and Casemiro bought offered to Saudi clubs, what would you think of it? I just don't think Anthony would want to go there. I think Casemiro would be more than willing to head over there. Again, Casemiro's a bit weird. He played well for us last season, and this season, he's kind of half of his season at Manchester United this season has been trying to recover from injury. But hopefully when he does come back, he can actually get back into that form, and then we can turn around and say, right, yeah, he ain't going anywhere. I'm a bit weird with Casemiro. I wouldn't want him to go because I just don't think we have the gut to replace him. Especially bringing in two, because we could do with two defensive midfielders. I know we have Kobbie Mainoo, Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay's not a DM, but he's classified as a DM supposedly. I just think that Kobbie Mainoo for me stays. Doesn't go anywhere. Top player. Definitely has performed well so far this season since getting into that first team, which, let's be honest, it hasn't really been hard for him to get back into the first team. His first game back was against Everton, and boom, started. Look, had a good game, and then boom. But Casemiro, again, if he goes in the summer, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be upset either, to be honest, but I just think getting rid of him, you want a good backup. And you don't want to get, say, 40, 50 million or 30 million for Casemiro and then go for someone, in a totally different position. You have to cover that DM position. Yeah, we have Kobbie Mainoo. I'm not a big fan of Scott McTominay. A backup, a good DM to come in and slot in there alongside Kobbie Mainoo would be brilliant. And who is that? Do we go back in for Frankie de Jong again? Do we have the money to do that? I don't think so, especially if we don't, win a trophy or qualify for the Champions League. I doubt we will have enough. You never know. But it will be interesting to see what happens with Casemiro. More than likely Casemiro. It'll be more than interesting to see what happens with Casemiro. Anthony, we all know, not going to the Saudi League. Again, these are considered. But the Sancho one, not the Sancho one, the Casemiro one, would not be surprised if he did go to Saudi or go to elsewhere in the summer. But then again, we spent 7 million on a player who we had for a season, because he's only played like 3 or 4, maybe 4 times this season. The rest of that's been out due to injury. But let us know in the comments what you think. Will Casemiro be heading to Saudi in the summer? And where will Sancho go? Anthony, he ain't gone anywhere. Over. Now, Brian Brobbey, the Ajax striker. So, Rob Dawson has come out and said Manchester United are tracking Brian Brobbey, but the chance of a January deal is being played down. Erik ten Hag is still interested in Brobbey, and even though he would like to make additions to his squad in January, he has been told that finances, particularly for permanent deals, remain tight. Manchester United are open to making signings this month if an opportunity presents itself. So again, I think Robbie's kind of come out and said something that he doesn't want to leave Ajax anytime soon. So, will we go back in from in the summer? I don't. We may or may not. But I feel like we should be. I just don't rate Brobbey. Yeah, he's young. I'm sure he's quick. I'm sure he's a physical lad. He looks it. I just don't think I'd be a big fan of him. I just don't think he'd do a lot. He's another young striker. You better off just sticking to Rasmus Højlund. That's just how it goes. But yeah, Brobbey, I mean, you got Rob Dawson coming out and saying it. Obviously you look at it and you look at maybe there is some sort of truth behind it. But look, I just think Ten Hag should be looking away from Ajax. It's not like you have Frankie de Jong there or Matthijs de Ligt there or fucking Benzema there or whoever. Brobbey, yeah, he may have done well with Ten Hag when Ten Hag was managing Ajax, but I just don't think he'd do what at Manchester United, and I don't think we should be looking. We should be looking at a striker who can come in and who can help the squad, who can give competition to Rasmus Højlund. Brobbey is not going to give competition to Rasmus Højlund. Martial doesn't give competition to himself because he's so crap. I'm sorry, but he is. Rashford is not a striker, not in a million years. Even when he plays there, I just can't stand it. But sometimes we have to kind of go along with it because our strikers are injured. But Brian Brobbey, yeah, maybe if we had a good striker like a Harry Kane at the club at this moment, they look at Brobbey, you'd be thinking, right, fair enough. But when you have Højlund who could do with a bit of a kick up the backside, a bit of a push, it's what you need to do. So let us know, Brian Brobbey to Manchester United. Can you see us getting him? or do you think we won't get him? Do you think we won't get him? Again, obviously, it looks like we won't be making any signings. Fabrizio Romano said it won't be super busy, for Man United in the last few days of the window. There could however be an opportunity. The big work behind the scenes is the really important story for Manchester United. So again, I would not be surprised if we don't make any signings, whether that's loan or we're not going to make any permanent signings. So whether that's, I can't see us making any loan signings in the January transfer window. I just cannot see it. I feel like the only player we will bring on alone is Choupo-Moting. After that, to be no one else. To be no one else. I would not be surprised if you bring in Choupo-Moting. Obviously, Karim Benzema was kind of popping up every now and again last week, but that's gone. That's been clarified, and he'll probably be remaining at the club he's at for the next few months. Again, another player who we will discuss is Jean-Claire Todibo, will be in Manchester United in the summer. He is approved by Eric Ten Hag and the scouting department. Any more news that I'm forgetting about that? I mean, look, no. Obviously, Todibo, Nice, Ratcliffe, kind of bit of a connection there. And again, let us know. Actually, Brian Brobbey, do you think he'll come to Manchester United, and would you like him? Let us know in the comments below. But yeah, Todibo, I wouldn't mind the lad. I wouldn't mind him. I'd actually prefer him over Matisse Elite, who's been linked to Manchester United recently. I would mind him or Antonio Silva. I wouldn't mind him either. One of them two would be reasonably sound. Or young, tall, quick, physical. Obviously, would kind of what you need in a centre back. Young, so they're not old. Injury prone doesn't seem to be a problem. The injury record seems to be good. It's kind of a thing you have to do at Manchester United. If we're looking at a player, is what can they do? What can they bring to the club? Are they injury prone? Because that's kind of the big problem. Manchester United recently, players are too injury prone. Martial, Varane, Luke Shaw picks up injuries every now and again. Very, very much. But look, I feel like Todibo wouldn't be a bad option, wouldn't be a bad signing if we did bring him in. I'd be more than happy with it. I feel like Todibo or Antonio Silva would be the most I'd go. I wouldn't be a big fan of Matisse Elite. Again, he had his good times at Bayern and all, but again, how much is he worth and what can he bring to the team? Can he help us? I'm sure he looks like a good centre back, but a Todibo or Antonio Silva would be the two centre backs that I would love us to get. We're not going to get the two of them, but if I had to pick, if someone said huge two centre backs, who are they? Which give us two centre backs you'd love Manchester United to get, but we can only pick one. I'd say Antonio Silva or Todibo. That's who I'd prefer. Again, how much is Todibo worth? What will Nice run from Cansorgia and Ratcliffe kind of help us in that relationship? Because Ratcliffe, Nice, all that sort of stuff. Let us know. Would you like Todibo to come to Manchester United? He's been approved by Ten Hag, and the scouting department. So, obviously, again, another player. I feel like Brobbey, Todibo, Antonio Silva, those likes. It's kind of now these players, Matisse Elite, even a few other centre backs we've been linked to. I feel like they're more of the right. What we're going to do is everything is the summer. So we're being linked to all these players. So I hope come the summer we go out and we buy these players and don't wait until get your business done early, get them in, get them settled, get everything sorted. Don't sign them a week or two or a month, the last month of the window. I don't want that. I just don't rate it. Especially how much it's not to get deals done. Hopefully with the incomings of, Berardi, hopefully they can help us. But again, Todibo to Manchester United will it happen in the summer, and would you like us to get him? Now, last but not least, Manchester United and Ineos. Again, just come from Fabrizio Romano. Manchester United and Ineos want Dan Ashworth to be the face of the new project. Manchester United and Ineos are working hard to find a way to bring Dan Ashworth to the club. They are really pushing. And look, Dan Ashworth, we know what he's kind of all about on Manchester United. Newcastle, he's kind of hasn't really obviously got the job there. He'd definitely be another brilliant incoming. I mean, Berardi definitely has been tops. I mean, a lot of journalists, I suppose, who brought in Berardi. It just got to show what Manchester United should be doing. Not, should be bringing in people like this, the top men, top guys every time. Not waiting, bring in these top blokes. Dan Ashworth, I don't know much about the man, but what I can say is I feel like he will do a good... I feel like he would do a good job in Manchester United. He kind of hasn't really gotten to do a lot of Newcastle. I think what he expected wasn't what he got. And again, look, let's see what happens with Dan Ashworth. Again, would you like him? Or would you like us to look at someone else who's a bit better there? But with Dan Ashworth, again, I feel like he could do a job at Manchester United. That's all I'm going to say. We need to bring in these top men who have a bit of football knowledge and, can get us back to Manchester United and do things the proper way and not the stupid way, and help us on the pitch and also off the pitch as well, because it's a big problem, Manchester United. But yeah, Dan Ashworth seems like he has a lot of football knowledge. Seems like he knows I feel like he could bring a lot to Manchester United. And again, just so Jim Ratcliffe can keep bringing in all these top men. Go for it. Bring it in. But make sure you know a lot about them and not be picky, but know what you want and what they can bring to the club, because we've appointed people in the past who have just not worked out. But look, let's see what happens. Again, the new board will not allow non-performing players to stay at the club for several years. Omar Barada feels that players have to perform or leave the club in 1 or 2 years. Omar Barada knows how to create. Again, I'll just throw him up. Knows how to create something special. His model and vision is so important for Manchester United. He already has the experience. He was so crucial to the Man City board. He will help with the vision for present and future. Omar Barada was an important figure for Manchester City. Barada, Manchester United and Ineos will meet with Ten Hag, but he will be 100% involved. Barada, again, obviously, that's Barada. I'm very happy about this man, because he looks like he can do a job at Manchester United. We brought him, and you read more about him, you read more of his background, what he can do. We're like, this man knows. And there is a show coming out very, very soon. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it out there about Barada. If you appoint Dan Ashworth, I'll do a video about him as well. But Barada is a man. Just get people may know a lot more about him, but a little bit more, see what he can do, and just get a lot of knowledge about Omar Barada. But look, let us know. Dan Ashworth, what do you think of him? Manchester United are pushing to get him. Ineos, Manchester United and Ineos are pushing to get Dan Ashworth. We have Barada, Todibo and Brobbey. Some are targets, some are links. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on the show. Do you think we will bring in? Thoughts on Brobbey, would you like him? Thoughts on Todibo, would you like him? I would like Dan Ashworth. And thoughts on that man on your screen, Barada. Thanks, buddy, for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow our socials, links in the description. And speak to you all on the next one. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all for a live show on Tuesday.